Hello everyone. So today we will learn about literals in Java. So I already gave a hint in my previous videos what are literals. So let's see. So uh, you must have seen we write this int a equals to 10, right? So till now we know that this is our data type. A is our variable name and the value we are assigning. This is our literal. Okay. So many of you get confused between all these things. So let's proceed with PPT to get a clarification on this. So literals in Java is a fixed value that is directly written in a program. For example, I have shown you int age equals to 10, or here you can see int age equals to 25. Here 25 is literal. So what is this? This is the value which we have assigned to a variable. So this means the actual value assigned to a variable is known as literal. And here int is a data type, age is a variable, and 25 is a literal. 25 is a literal because it is a fixed value directly written in a code. Suppose next example, string name equals to Jyoti. I already told you we always write string in double quotes and characters in single quotes. Here name is a variable, Jyoti is a literal because we are directly writing Jyoti or assigning Jyoti to a variable name. Okay. So another example is Boolean is passed equals to true. Here true is a literal because we are directly assigning or writing it in our code and giving it to a variable. Next is why do we need literals? Variable always needs some values. So literal are the one who give or provide those values. Without literal, if you write like just int x, so you can't store actual value or where you will store the results. So no actual value is stored in it. So you can't use it to manipulate or modify or do some operations on this x because you need to have some value of this x. Then only you can perform your task, right? And with literal you can assign it a value. At later stages you can update the value, say from 10 to 20. But if you don't have a value assigned to it or a literal, then you can't do any operation. So now here we have store value in x. And the type of literals, we have different type of literals, mainly integer, floating, character, string, boolean, and null. So these five are clear by their name. Integer literal means we are storing integer value, say 10. Floating point means we are storing uh, decimal values, float values, 10.10f we can assign in um, code. Character value storing in single quotes. String value, for example, we can store Jyoti in double quotes. That is the string value. Boolean means either true or false. Okay. So what does this null literal mean? We will see this in detail later. Now there is one thing. Yesterday I told you about print L and print ln and print. So you know that print and print ln, what it will do. Print ln will move the cursor to next line after writing whatever you have written. For example, if we take this example, whenever this world will end, the cursor will move here in next line. Okay. But if we have just print, then the hello world will be like this. Hello world. Ignore this for now, slash, and ignore it for now. Hello world is like this if you have um, in the output like this if you don't have println. If you write println, then output will be like it will print hello world, then cursor will move to next line. This will be the output. This is not one, this is just I am indicating that cursor is here. Okay. Now if you want, if you are writing something in one line, say if you are writing something in one line or one println statement, but you want them to be separated in some other line, so what all things you can do? Just give me a minute, I'll just erase it so that I can explain you other things. See, so we have some escape sequence characters. First is backslash n. We say it as backslash n. This is to insert a new line. Here I have shown you that backslash n will insert this word in next line. I'll show you with the example also. Slash t is to give some tab. This is for single quote, this is for double quotes, and this is for backslash. You will not understand it until and unless I will show you this in VS Code. So let's see this escape characters first in VS Code. I hope you can see my Visual Studio. So let's create another file, escape characters.java, right? So first of all, we need to create a class, public class escape char. Here we have to give some space. Then we'll write public static. I think if I'll zoom it, you will be able to see it more clearly. Now it must be visible to you. Public static void main. Ignore these errors for now. This is because of the IDE I have. So see, this is just a separator comma, which you can use directly. Okay. But in this line, we are using double quotes. How we are writing double quotes, like she sad, then we need double, as this is the starting of the string. So not to confuse the compiler that the string where the string is ending, we are appending a slash and then double quote so that our this hello will come inside double quotes in the output. Otherwise, this will not come in the double quotes in the output. And if we want backslash, so using this double backslash, we get one backslash inserted in our code. If you want to print it in new line, that in first line this will be the result, and in second line this will be the result. And if you want some tab separators, then you have to use slash t. Now I'll run this program and will show you. You will see that escape char.class file will get generated here. Just observe on left hand side also. I think this file is causing some error. Let me delete it. I'll just run this code again. This VS Code is throwing some errors for me. Or we can compile directly. Java C and your file name is escape char dot java. Source code we are compiling, so we'll write this. So see, the class file got generated, and then we'll run Java escape char. This will run our program and will give us the output. See, this was inserted as it is. Okay, but if we want this hello in double quotes, then we have to use this way. We have to give double quotes this way. If we want to use backslash, we have to write this way. And if we want two lines or two sentences in different lines, we'll use this backslash and to insert it in new line. Then tab separated, this is a one tab space inserted between these two words. Because of this we have given. So this was all about you should be knowing. And then if we go back to our PPT, what does it say? Just a second, it's not visible yet. Uh, see. Now, if you go through this slide, you will be able to understand what does this new line mean, what does this tab mean, what does this single quote, double quote, and backslash mean. Okay. Now, null literal. This is what you need to know because till now we have not discussed about null and null related things. This means no value or empty reference. The name itself suggests it has no value and the reference is empty. For example, string name equals to null. This null means this is the value we are assigning to a variable, say name. So what is this null? This is literal. So what is this called? This is called null literal. And this is used only with reference types like string. We have not seen non-primitive data types. We'll see them in future videos, but we will not allow them. Like null value cannot be assigned to int, char, boolean, and that is what we call as primitive type. Any of the primitive type, we have seen 8 primitive types, so we cannot assign null value to that primitive types. This is wrong. If you try to assign int the value as null or literal as null, this is wrong. This is the example we can see. Int age, this is integer literal. I already told you. Double price, this is double or floating point. If you write f, then it will be considered as floating point, because by default we consider it as double, and without writing d it can work. Character literal, we write it in single quotes. String literal, we write in double quotes. Boolean, either true or false. String we can assign as null, and this is we have just printed. You know the output now. For age it will come 25. For price, it will come 99.99. For grade, it will come 8. For name, it will come Jyoti. And is passed, it will come true. And for city, it will come null. Okay. Now, what is the difference between a variable and a literal? It's so obvious that variable is a container which holds the value. And what value it holds? It holds the literal, you can say. And literal is the actual value we are storing in a variable. Variable stores data and literal is the data itself. For example, age can be one of the variable, and 25 is the value stored in it. For example, int age equals to 25. Here age is the variable and 25 is the literal. Now, one short revision for it. Literals are the fixed value which we write directly in the code. For example, int x equals to 10. Here 10 is the literal, x is the variable name, and int is the data type. There are these 6 type of literals: integer, floating, character, string, boolean, and null. Character uses single quotes and string uses double quotes. Float uses f in the ending and long uses capital L in the ending. Null are only for reference type, not for primitive, and literal is a fixed constant value assigned directly to a variable in Java. This was all about you should know about literal. Thanks all. We'll proceed with another topic in next video. Thanks. Bye.